Thank you for choosing Classic Fence for your upcoming project. In this video, we want to prepare you for what to expect leading up to your job. If your HOA or city requires any approvals or permits, it is your responsibility to obtain them. You are also responsible for marking your property boundaries. If you are unsure, hire a professional surveyor to mark the corners before we arrive. Make sure you discuss these property boundaries with your neighbors. It's much easier to talk about your property lines before we start digging. Classic Fence will conduct a USA underground service alert and notify 811 of underground digging activity. This process marks public utility lines such as electricity, gas, water, sewer, and internet. If we find that your fence layout interferes with these lines, we may need to discuss changing the fence design. 811 does not know where any private utility lines are on your property, so you will need to mark any privately installed lines that may be going into swimming pools, storage buildings, etc. Trees and shrubs need to be trimmed back 24 inches on both sides of the proposed fence line to give the crew access. Remove all items attached to the fence and move rocks and mulch away from the fence line. Sprinklers need to be turned off 24 hours before we arrive. We may need to remove sprinkler heads if they are near your post holes. You should plan on moving and adjusting your sprinkler heads when we're done. Classic Fence is not liable for drip line or sprinkler damage. Now that your yard is prepared for your new fence, here are some things to keep in mind on job day. Be a good neighbor and give your neighbors a heads up that there will be some noise and equipment parked on the street. Make sure all pets and animals are properly secured. We'll need access to hose water and a 110-volt outlet, so please have those accessible to the crew. Your grass might get flattened a bit while the crew is working, but it should have no problem recovering. While the crew is not responsible for hauling away dirt from digging, they are happy to place it somewhere in your yard. Typically, dirt is spread evenly along the fence line. Keep in mind it isn't topsoil, so expect some rocks, concrete, and sod with the dirt. Due to the slope of your yard, there may be gaps under your fence. You may want to fill those gaps by making some landscape changes after we are done. While we do try to be as accurate as possible to your initial linear footage estimate, there is a chance that the actual footage differs. In those cases, we will discuss it with you and update the contract. All extra work or change orders will be discussed with you in advance and put into writing. As always, please be sure to review the contract and ask your sales representative if you have any questions. Thank you for choosing Classic Fence. We appreciate your business and we look forward to working with you.